All right. We ready to rock and roll?
Yeah.
Outstanding.
Let's do this.
Let's do this. So welcome back, everybody. The adventures continue to unravel the mysteries of Lake Siljan and the village of Fudal. And after some cloak and dagger forest special service operations, a tense encounter, not once but twice with a bear trap, a minor confrontation with one Gustav, who had momentarily taken control of Tatiana. I believe the party has made the decision to go back to the village to begin preparations, as they have indeed deduced that their adversaries are not just the human Gustav Jons, but potentially, behind it all, a rather curious and lonely Neck, who they believe they have seen at least once. The group made their way to the village, where Ida quickly met up with Trish, saying that she had some important information that she had to check on, but that she thought it could help, and ran off to complete her chores. And so the camera kind of descends down onto the village to our party as they're working through their plan to acquire the proper items that they feel necessary to combat the Neck, as well as perhaps grab any more additional resources or information that they see fit. So, let's get the scene started. Where are we going, and what is it that we plan on doing?
Did we end up actually grabbing the tapestry to bring back, or?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
I think a good first step would be to return that to Swords Jenny.
Yeah, and I think ask for crosses and
Crosses, rosaries, fiddles that nobody is too attached to.
yeah, and if nothing else, if we just have one that's available to us, we can each cut a string
Yeah.
with a different implement and should technically fulfill the requirements.
Tatiana is doing something that may not feel like preparation to the others, but is for the good of the party, in that she is going to write out the romantic story of what she wishes her story could be, of saving the Neck from his traumatic past. And then she is writing out what would actually happen if she did follow through on this path of her getting enchanted again, turning on her party, and everybody dying and drowning at the bottom of the lake.
So she's doing her like self-insert fan fiction.
She's like, I am going to write out everything I'm going to be tempted to do tomorrow so that I don't do it, and then I'm going to write a very passive-aggressive letter to a certain person who likes locking people in closets and mail that out. And that's how she's going to prepare herself to not be a liability to the group.
She's setting some positive affirmations. Like The Secret, but a little weirder.
Tatiana's manifesting.
Yeah.
Tatiana's like, I don't want to kill my party, so therefore.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, that seems like a very legitimate life choice.
Excellent. All right. So that's pretty clear idea for Tatiana. I'm assuming you're heading back to like your cabin to do that.
Yeah.
Excellent. And then Trish, I'm sorry, I don't remember if I heard what your plan was or what you were doing.
Well, what time of day is it?
We're coming on dinner time. We're coming on to like that 5 and 6 o'clock time. It's getting late in the day.
Yeah. And I'm going to probably go back to the cabin and rest for a bit, and then get ready for some din. Hungry.
Got it. Excellent. So Ernst and Edvard, go ahead and walk me through. It sounds we got a couple scenes. Scene number 1 is with Jenny, and then
I believe that's our first
another
portion,
scene.
yeah.
Another scene is going to be with some of the Moss to, do some appropriate modifications to their violins, I suppose.
We'll start with Jennings. See if we can kill 2 birds with 1 stone with her.
Yeah, that's my thought as well. Since she holds some sway here, give her an update on where we are and see if she can help us convince a musician to sacrifice their instrument for the cause.
Excellent.
And I figure if we let drop that Gustav is getting some supernatural aid in his playing, and this will help us get rid of that, it may sweeten the pot for some of the local musicians.
Excellent. All right.
Yeah, I think he's more enthralled. Like, he seems to want out of the.
Yeah, he's made a bad deal and wants out, but
yeah,
he's still getting that supernatural mojo.
Yeah, this is true.
Cool. Well, for the sake of not having to say all of those things again, you find Jenny out and about helping the others with the evening chores, moving animals out of their pastures and back to their fenced meadow. And there she is again for folks who need a visual. There's Jenny, and you approach her with the information, and the first piece of information, of course, is that you believe you would probably say you believe you know the entity, and produce the tapestry, I suppose.
Yeah, and specifically point that.
And she looks at that and goes, "That's more hideous than I remember it being. Oh, I don't miss that at all.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we. Thank you for bringing that back, but now looking at it, I do not believe it is appropriate in our main hall anymore. I leave it up to you and your discretion on what to do with that particular artifact." And the expression, so she's right, she's past military, she's got a certain degree of stoicism to her, but you can see, like she's having a hard time looking at it, because it's just like, it's been out of their sight for so long that whatever they did to not look at it or not acknowledge it, now all of a sudden she's faced with having to acknowledge it. It's like, I do not know. No, this is not.
Very well.
It is more informational than it is decorative, I think. If you would allow us, I think we would like to take this back to our headquarters. We keep records and the like of...
Absolutely. You may, with my blessing, take that.
Very well. Roll it
tapestry
up so that it, and just kind of set it aside so it is out
and
of
she
her
sort of
sight.
relaxes now, and she doesn't have to look at it anymore. It's like, it seems to be that something about that, the neck and the whole scene is just, she hasn't had to spend energy looking at it for a while, and now she has to, and it's like, no.
Yeah. By the way, have you seen what would probably appear to be a young man wearing clothes of a vagrant with a big straw hat?
Yes. A couple of times this season and last spring and summer, we've had a couple of people through who matched that description. One came through to offer services for helping you maintain the feet of the hooves of our animals. Another one came through that description who was very good with a fiddle and entertained us a number of times.
That matches the description of our like gesture towards the tapestry.
Oh.
That. Did he ever take off his hat in your
oh.
presence?
That one, no. He introduced himself as Nicholas. No other name, just Nicholas. He is that thing?
We suspect.
Possibly.
Oh.
When was the last time you had seen him?
Oh. Maybe a week and a half ago?
That checks out. Do
That
you know
does.
where he is staying?
Oh, he made a point of no home, no legacy, no lineage. When we inquired of his family, he said he had none, had left it all behind. He said something about being free, some free spirit of some sorts. It sounded very radical to me.
Very much so.
Hmm.
Now,
Well,
on to the weird requests.
Yes.
I hope that just we're not going to go have to engage that thing, are we?
No,
I
that
don't-
that is going to be our task.
Okay.
But
which is why we need assistance.
Whatever it is you think that we can
Two
do.
things.
I will not send these people off to fight, however. They are farmers and dairy people, not soldiers.
no, that
know
will
this.
Yep.
that will scarce be necessary. We do need whatever holy symbols or items we can acquire. Crosses, rosaries. They are repellent to it.
Of course.
The other request may be a bit more difficult.
We need to cut the strings of violins.
A counter charm against that creature
Oh.
is to use a knife
Hmm.
that has cut the strings of a musical instrument.
That's so weird. You were right. This is a weird request. I do not anticipate any problems doing that. I'll come back to you soon with what it is that you asked, but I may also inquire as to the possibility of, if everything goes well and you're able to be successful, maybe some money to be able to order,
Of course.
to acquire replacements. We don't, it'll take some time to send people to the city to fetch replacement strings. But how many violins do you need?
Edward looks over. It's like, preferably 4.
Oh,
And I know,
that's
as you know,
It is a tall order.
I don't
we
know
can-
if we have 4 in the village, but I will certainly go and acquire what it is that we need. Yes?
yeah, and do not acquire about this to Mr. What was his name again?
Jons Gustav Jons.
Mr. Jons Gustav.
Hmm.
We
He's
fear
involved?
that we fear he may be in some capacity. But do not worry. We do not think he means any harm. Clearly, Edward is lying his ass off here.
Ernst picks up what you are laying down and says, we believe that he has fallen under its influence, and if we are able to remove it, he should be right as rain.
Yes.
All right. So,
And
because it's Jenny, and Jenny is thinking about the safety and well-being, and she's processing all this sort of stuff, since you are indeed trying to manipulate her. We're going to go ahead and have a manipulation roll, but we'll give Ernst the assist. So if this is you, Edward, doing that, then you can roll this with a 2 dice advantage.
Oh, crap.
Is that a oh crap you didn't do it, or oh crap you still have to add 2 more
Crap,
dice?
I forgot the 2 extra dice.
Okay, outstanding.
Ah, damn it.
All right. Well, you never know. Her observation's not great. Not great. She does not see through. She remains very, nodding her head and processing the information and picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah, and while putting your
Very
mind at ease,
sorry to hear that maybe he has been enchanted by this neck. That I fear that means that more people could follow. The sooner that we maybe find him and help him, maybe the better.
That is what we are here for. And also, do not worry about the cost. While my pension from the military does not grant me a huge sum of money, and luckily I do have my family to well compensate. And message to the DM, that means I have 5 money to work with. So whatever costs she's looking for, he will gladly pay it. He won't even probably try to negotiate it down. He's like, yeah, whatever gets you to hush about this.
Right.
Yep.
We wish to be discreet. So
I will return as soon as I can. I know that dinner is going to be soon. We'll deliver that to your cabin as well, but I have some running to do. I have to collect the mosses who have violins to see where they keep them, and I'll be back as soon as I can. Thank you for all that you're doing.
Of course.
She
Absolutely.
double time strides away to begin.
Wait.
And she starts.
What's the one chick's name that's always kind of been shifty towards us, not wanting us to get Bowl?
Yeah.
Also, don't let Bowl know. We don't have any confirmation, but she has been rather cagey with us in this matter.
Well, if Bowl is somehow involved, it might be because she, at one point, had a small, what's the best word to use, a brief rendezvous, if you will, with Gustav, but ended it not soon after. Something that she's never been eager to share or I'm sorry, what was that, Trish?
I said proud of.
Proud of, right.
Yeah. So if you could act discreetly around her as well.
I will make sure that wherever she's at, I will watch what I say.
Thank you.
And on her heel, she spins and double times to begin the process of collecting items for you.
Okay.
And we will return to the cabin with our newly acquired majestic piece of art that will go quite nicely in our occult library at some point.
I'm still angling for that. Still angling.
Does this count as an occult text?
Hey,
It's kind
a
of
tapestry.
paper.
I will write on the back of this thing if that's what's necessary.
I absolutely believe a tapestry should count as a text.
No,
I
what we
mean-
should do, we should
It's a
get the deck
narrative.
to sign
It's
it
an
before we...
illuminated, yeah. It's an illuminated narrative. It counts as
Yeah, we just have him surrounded with planted daggers there, and we go, "Wow, we've got you here.
Sign this
Sign this,
tapestry."
please."
yeah. I'm such a fan of your work. Could you sign this for us?
I know that this is
Love
coming
it.
after this discussion, but I do have to say that there's nothing that says she either has to accept or reject the tapestry. And I said to myself, you know what? This is our third adventure. We haven't brought anything cool back yet, so I am there with you. Your master of mysteries is
I can
in
see it
is
hanging
in
in the
agreement.
library in a
Yeah.
place of honor.
We'll just have to see what Frisk has to say about it. Something dry and unemotional and slightly disappointed. Dry, unemotional, yet slightly disappointed. There we go. Outstanding. Okay. So that's our scene. What's next for, I think, Ernst and Edward, because I think this scene wasn't long enough for what Trish and Tatiana were doing, unless you two are heading back to the...
I mean, we essentially took care of everything we were looking for.
Yeah, I think at this point we are heading back to our cabin.
Okay.
Like, we went to the person who suspects something weird's going on. We told her, hey, something weird is in fact going on. You are correct.
Mm-hmm.
You have done correctly to call Ghostbusters.
Yes.
I've watched that movie for so many years, and I just finally had something explained to me. I feel really dumb for not recognizing why Egon was looking at the ground in the television commercial that they filmed. Mm. He's looking at his mark. Where to step forward and stand.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how did I not miss that? Anyway, that's my digression for today. You return back to the cabin, and in a couple of minutes, dinner is produced. As the guests, you are
food poisoning.
Yeah, Trish?
Everyone froze for like almost a minute.
Oh.
Okay.
All right.
Is it
You're good
dinner
right now? Yeah, I guess
Okay.
so.
I think we're good.
Okay.
All right, fair. That's exciting.
That, like, maybe I lost internet for a second. I don't know.
Nope, we're good. So the scene ends. Ernst and Edward return back to the cabin. In a few minutes, dinner is brought into the cabin. One of the Kulas opens the door to bring the food in, and as the door opens, you hear, very low and quiet, the sound of a fiddle playing from off somewhere in the distance. It is an upbeat tempo, very similar to the kind of music that was played at Bowles' party to a certain extent, but it is quiet, as if coming from off in the distance.
We have to go tonight. We rest now. As soon as Jenny returns with our required materials, we go out. If we tarry longer, I fear something terrible will happen.
Agreed.
Plates of food are produced in front of you at the table at the center. I suspect that somebody produces a spoon or a fork to go in. It's a bowl of stew and some bread. Mm-hmm. Maybe Edward.
Yeah.
And
Trish is tearing it up.
Right. Trish is tearing it up. Edward, you put your spoon into the stew, and as you produce the stew out of the bowl, as the spoon is moving towards your mouth, your nose immediately tells you something is wrong, and as you look down, it is turning green and then gray and then black and slopping off of your spoon. Ernst, I suspect maybe you picked up a slice of your bread, and it in your hand goes through this rapid green sprouting and then dissolving into this gray, almost ash as it falls out of your hand. However, Trish, your food is food.
Yeah. Do I notice them?
Oh, it's hard not to,
tasting
because the
gross and
room
delicious
begins to pick up this smell of rot.
Oh.
Every time that Ernst and Edward and I don't know if Tatiana's writing and trying to eat, but
Oh yeah.
But what you three partake in immediately goes through this near instantaneous transition from food to spoil to mulch.
Oh.
Are you guys okay?
Well, how are they unaffected?
Tatiana's not paying attention. She's scribbling and then like shoveling food with her other hand.
Okay, you cannot not pay attention to the mouthful of rot that you put in your face.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think decomposing soil probably
Yeah.
is a particular taste.
I think, yeah, well, rotten meat in general is
Rotten
pretty
meat,
potent.
rotten vegetable. It is not pleasant.
Yeah, so she'll be eating and then be like and then look down and be like, "What?"
I touched their food.
Yeah, yeah. Do I?
So you grab a piece of bread off of Triz's plate, and it too begins the process of spoiling, molding, and then disintegrating.
Ugh. My bread.
Well,
Why
Also
haven't you
cursed?
been cursed? That's odd.
Are you guys? What is with your food? I look around because like we're the only ones. We're eating in our cabin. We're the only ones there. Okay. I'm looking at my food and I'm examining it and like sipping it.
Mhm.
it's
Yep.
nothing about your food. It's something about the three of us.
I'm gonna grab Tatiana's bowl and look at it and like examine it.
So you grab Tatiana's bowl, you put your spoon in, you pull out you produce a spoonful of the stew. It's stew.
Are you guys? But I can smell it, right? Like I'm smelling the
You
the
can
bad food
smell
when they
their
touch it.
right. Mm-hmm.
Maybe
but-
it's something to do with your touch. Can we touch something else? Is there like a flower or like maybe a bouquet of flowers or something on the table?
So there is a very small glass vase, little arrangement of nice springtime, meadow flowers, whatever. You handle it. Nothing weird happens. You take it over to the table. I don't know. Who do you hand it off to?
I'll hand it to Edward.
Yeah, you hand it off
Touch
to
it.
Edward. No, it's fine. Nothing weird happens. Nothing wilts.
They just look like normal flowers.
They look like normal flowers. They smell like normal flowers.
I take a bite
least you
out of
guys-
one of the flowers.
Yeah, at least you guys won't starve. You got plenty of greens here you can eat.
Like
Just
I
how
will,
you
I
get
will
cooked
actually
with
take
meat.
one of the petals off and like try to eat it.
It touches your tongue and immediately begins the process of going from, it's a flower, to, I'm eating decomposing grass at the bottom of a grass pile.
Okay.
This is disgusting.
We've got to
Well.
do something about this.
What happens if-
Task.
Yeah, I drink. Is there water to drink?
There is water to drink. There is always cheese and milk available at the table as well.
Does the
I'm going
water
to
have a
try the
similar
water.
effect?
So, Ernst, you take a drink of the water and immediately you feel like a sharp pain in your mouth, as if something has like maybe stabbed you. I need you to roll a force check for me, please.
Oh dear.
Outstanding. I mean, like, it's not that bad. Yeah, it does no damage. You spit out a very small crawdad. You spit it out back into the glass. There's a crawdad floating around in your glass.
Ugh.
Well,
You can at least eat those. Good, full of
I'm not going to try it right now.
vitamin C.
And I
Protein.
don't think it's so much a question of who we've irritated, but a question of why hasn't Trish?
Okay, what were you guys doing that I wasn't doing? You guys went on your own, and she's been basically hanging out with me, so.
We went to Jennings about the tapestry. But
Right.
that was us too, not her, and she's also suffering these effects.
Who's touched the tapestry? I haven't.
I mean, I have, of course.
I have.
Edward has.
Did I touch
Tati,
it?
did you touch the
No,
tapestry?
I think Tatiana was doing her automatic writing
Hmm.
pretty as Ernst was searching the cabin.
Okay. Well, we've
Let's
all at some point pissed off Gustav. Pretty sure. Yeah, definitely.
Have you, Trish?
Well, I mean, I was there when we confronted him by the cabin, so.
Yeah, you didn't scream your undying love for him or try to break in, though.
Hmm. So you think he's doing this, or do you think it? Do you guys think we've been followed? We're being followed at all?
I
Yes.
mean, if the neck
Constantly.
Constantly.
knows what we're doing, I can understand why he might be upset with me. And she's just going to flush slightly. I haven't been writing the very nicest of things.
Well, you think he's omnipotent? He just knows what you're writing before you show anyone.
Ernst,
Yeah.
I think it is time for us to go see if Jennings is available. We may need to operate sooner rather than later.
Agreed.
None of us should be off on our own. Minimum of 2 people. So if you want to come with, you can. If you want to stay here to hold down the fort, you can as well.
I mean, we definitely need to figure out what's going on, or you guys are all going to starve to death. You can only go like so long without water and food.
A few days without water. We could survive a few weeks without food, but
Speak for yourself.
I know some of you are skin and bones.
I am one missed meal away from anarchy.
Oh no! Oh no!
Damn, bro.
I still
Trish,
have my cross, right?
Wait, what was that?
I still have
Yeah,
my
you put a
cross, right?
cross.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
Hmm.
If I'm holding that with the food, does it also disintegrate?
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Let's deal with this neck as soon
Yeah.
as we can. I'll go with you.
Trish, have you had enough to eat?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've been stuffing my face for at least 10 minutes. I haven't even stopped while we're talking. Oh no, you guys can't eat anything?
Oh no.
Oh no. Better not let this bread go to waste.
Well, I'd like to go with the others, but we should stick together.
Yeah, let's book it. We gotta take care of this.
Yeah. Sticking together sounds wisest.
If you start hearing music, let us all know. So
Why
And-
did you hear music again? Like we did this morning?
I did
Or
hear
in our
some
dream?
faint
Or mine was
music
just in the
from
dream
the
that it happened.
distance when we opened the door to receive food.
Oh yeah,
Tatiana-
you guys definitely being followed.
Just in case, we may wish to fashion earplugs for you.
Hey, I have an idea. Tatiana,
Yes.
how about we let them go ahead and then we hang back and we see if they're being followed?
Sure.
That is a wise idea.
I like that plan.
Let's
All right.
do that.
Let's go.
All right, excellent. Ernst and Edward leave the cabin when you open the door again.
And
Indeed.
and actually, before he goes, he
Yeah.
actually hands off his binoculars to them to be all like, keep an eye on us best you can.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to take the hurricane lantern with me so that we can go straight from wherever we go if needed. I know it's not dark yet, but
Yeah,
It's gonna get there sometime soon.
it shall.
absolutely. So Ernst, Edward open the door back out to the outside, and indeed the music continues. Again, an upbeat pace, fiddle, a very popular tune in the rural parts of the communities, and let's see, you two walk outside to track down Jenny. You catch sight of her after a minute of searching around. She is scolding one of the Mosses who is holding his fiddle, who's like holding it like it's like his last possession, and just sheepishly shaking his head, and she's wagging this finger as she has like what looks to be a over-the-shoulder canvas bag, and you can kind of see the necks and the tops of 2 more violins in it. And he finally just like turns his head away, and he hands the violin over to her, and she snatches it and just smartly puts it in the bag, and then turns back towards the cabin, but sees you two there, and you can see her face recognize that you're there, and she goes over and she says, I have crosses for you. And she opens up the bag, and she shows you inside the bag that there are indeed 4 crosses. A couple of them are just handheld. A couple of them have like a chain attached to them. And we only have these 3 violins, and so I've assured them that the vast majority of this instrument will return back to them unharmed. It's just the strings, right? Isn't that what you said?
Just the strings.
It is just the strings.
And she hands the bag to you, and she says, make good use of this. I don't know if you can tell or not, but there's this music that we're all hearing, and it's the village is used to this idea of music being played from people, you know, in the woods or here in the village, but I'm concerned because of what you have told me. So I'm going to call an early night and try to get people sheltered in their homes.
Understood. If you have any religious or holy symbols to keep by yourselves as protection, those should help.
And she sort of pats the upper chest of her jacket. She says, I believe I am appropriately protected. I will not leave this off my person tonight.
Sounds good. Thank you, ma'am.
Right. Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
And we go back to the cabin.
Awesome.
Were they followed?
Yeah, I mean,
Hey,
were they just like right across the street, or
this was a conversation. A couple of this was a couple of homes, a couple of Fabadors over. So if you wanted to do a oh my goodness, verbs have left my brain. If you want to do a check, not an observation, but a vigilance. Thank you. Yes, vigilance.
And you get a +2 if you use the binoculars.
Yeah, investigation is more like you're looking for something in a room or something, whereas the vigilance is the you're on vigil. You're watching over things.
That's a shame because I've got that 6th sense, but I guess I can only use it for investigation.
Right. When you're in the presence of something that's got a little bit of mojo to it.
Okay, that's fine.
So,
but the binoculars give you a bonus.
Yeah, that's cool. Who's using them?
Are
we both using them? We're like
one person in each. The binoculars are here.
You have the binoculars. It's just a matter of how well I roll determines whether or not she has her opera glasses facing the right way or not.
The opera glasses. That's right.
We've both got one eye in a hole, and we're like, dang, these things suck. They don't work at all. Maybe it's both. Okay.
All right. Let's see this.
Vigilance. Get 2. Oh man, so
nobody,
close.
according to you, it doesn't look like anybody's doing any following. Or
I don't see anything here. Take the binoculars. Oh yay!
Outstanding.
Yay! I'm like looking at a bird. Oh, look at the size of that bird.
Tatiana. Opera glasses were probably a boon, but also probably a little bit of a of a burden too. Emerging from the woods is something that kind of raises your hairs on the back of your neck. It is difficult to make out as it's getting darker, but it's definitely a large animal. It is definitely exceedingly round, like nearly spherical. Its legs are kind of straight, seem to move, but awkwardly considering how bloated this thing is. And it almost looks as if it's got pieces of it that look like they're hanging off. And in another second, as you're looking at this thing, it becomes clear that this is it should have been at some point a cow, but now it is moving and walking kind of aimlessly along the fence of the meadow on the main trail, going past the meadow and kind of making its way towards the village. Its jaw hanging off a little bit, its head kind of off to the side, but still carrying itself in a very bloated fashion. This is unnatural. I need you to make a fear challenge 1 test, please. This will either be logic, if you can mentally figure it out, or this is empathy, to try to emotionalize away what you are seeing.
Should have been a cow is not great in any situation. Well, it was supposed to be a cow. It was a cow at some point.
It's really difficult when you're rocking 2 conditions there, Tatiana.
Yeah, normally have 5 dice there.
It might be just as a GM helping out the party a little bit, it might be a good idea to take a scene to because you can, as far as healing is concerned, use a scene to remove 2 conditions. So after we deal with this walking bovine, roll a dice 6 for me, please.
Great.
You get to determine for how many rounds. Okay, your options, if I remember correctly, are flee, fight, freeze. Help me out, folks. I've forgotten the last one, and I need my cheat sheet. Fawn, right? Fall? Scare. Here we go. I got it. Let's see here. Flee, freeze, faint, or fight.
Faint. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. You were thinking of the stress reactions: fight, flight, freeze, fawn.
Yep.
Does she fight and punch Trish?
Just with the binoculars, oh.
Question. For Edvard. They've been training in knife fighting.
Yes, they have.
Has Edvard been hiding or locking up the knives when they haven't been training?
No. He doesn't feel that it's necessary. He does not feel like you would be randomly grabbing weapons.
Well, that's about to change for Edvard.
Oh my god.
She's angry. She's afraid.
What do you have there, Tatiana? A knife? No!
She's going to go rooting through where Edvard's stuff is to see if she can find a weapon.
So hang on here a quick second.
Or is that too much thought?
No, it's not too much thought. We have one more thing that we have to do, and it's a part of these rules I continually forget to apply.
Okay.
Because you have failed this fear check, you have to apply a mental condition.
Oh.
That's 3.
Yeah.
So you're thinking about grabbing a knife as you
And then
are.
pass out.
Well, you are not passed out. You don't have to pass out. You can, because all that broken mentally means is you're incapped from like acting, but you could be like, right? You could just be curled up. Like, thank you for your call, but Tatiana is not available to take it right now. Please leave a message. She will get back to you at her as soon as possible convenience. So we've got lots of different options that you can use as being mentally broken. So yeah, broken by mental injury. I get to read some rules. This is exciting. We haven't done we haven't had a broken result yet.
Yeah, well then.
Yeah, you've just acquired lots of mental conditions. You're overwhelmed by the situation. You're suffering from something. Delusions, lost hope of survival. Maybe you don't know who you are or where you are anymore. In any way, you've lost the ability to look after yourself. You can flee, parry, and dodge in a fight, but you can't attack or perform any kind of rituals. You can use your body and move around. You are still able to speak, although you may not be coherent.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
She's taken her 3rd condition, right?
Yeah. So is broken the 4th?
I thought broken was if you
broken
take
is the
another hit.
When you have checked off all physical or mental conditions and suffer another one of the same type. Oh, there we go. You're on the edge. Okay, there we go.
Okay, so we're not quite there yet.
It's good to know. We're close.
We're riding close
Okay,
there.
so you're going to add a mental condition, so you're up to 3. Thank you, Ernst.
Yeah.
Precious averted.
Well,
For now.
question mark?
For now.
So you're going to take your 3rd.
She's got a knife.
Yeah, let's do it. She's got a knife. Tati's got a knife.
Do I have a knife, or did Edward leave any weapons?
I think you have a knife.
Got a knife.
She was doing so good.
I mean, obviously we would have given everybody knives because it's time to cut some strings with them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense.
Right.
Are you going to fight Edward, Tatiana? Is that what's happening?
Edward's not here.
Almost there.
They're almost there.
Almost.
Oh no, Trish is the only person next to you then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Tatiana, even though you say she's not broken, I feel she's fairly broken at this stage, is going to be like, she's holding her knife and like holding it like in her fist. Like all of the training she's had is completely gone. She's holding this like a toddler would hold one.
Yeah.
And just like poking it against the window in front of her, like, just try to come in here, you motherfucker. Just try.
I'm gonna lower the binoculars and be like, "Oh, Tati, are you getting ready to cut some cheese? Give me a slice."
Just like, motherfucker. Like I was writing to Sam a minute ago, and now there's a fucking cow. Just muttering incoherently, and she is not summoning blood magic, but she is on the edge of bad decisions.
So does that mean you're freezing?
I mean, can she fight the window? Like she would be trying to stab the window.
I mean,
I'm gonna need to use so many resources to make sure this stays hush hush.
Tati,
So
what are you
glad we
doing
saved
over
things
there?
behind.
oh my
Tati, the
goodness.
cheese is on the table.
I mean,
Cheese is on the table.
leaving a wake of. All right, fight.
Better the window than Trish.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see here. You attack the nearest hostile person or creature, or with whatever weapon you are currently holding. You lose the ability to make strategic choices and will not stop attacking until the enemy is vanquished. You cannot perform any fast actions. There are no enemies nearby. You explode in a fit of rage and start breaking things around you. So yeah, roll a close combat on the window.
Can I use my dog to do extra damage?
Go get him, Volya.
I think
What?
Voya would look at you and then look at the window and then would do like that dog thing, like, huh? What?
I don't understand, but Mom said attack, so
I know.
here we go.
Barking viciously at the window.
Okay, so that would be +1. And Jesus Christ, here we go.
Oh wow, that's a lot of dice.
That's a
Oh, I
success.
can't believe it.
That's a success.
Well, I'm glad I rolled poorly.
Well, you attacked the window, right?
Yeah, the window's being attacked.
Yeah.
That window is going down.
It is
it's already
probably
down.
going down. I have so many different books in my head that I just don't even remember if I was given a table of things.
Window stats.
Window stats. Like, what's a good window stat? All right, Fantasy Grounds. Okay, so what's this going to be under, maybe? This vehicles, Vaesen, tables. Let's look at the tables. Backgrounds, critical hits. Oh, that's a house rule. Critical hits are a house rule. Fumble. Mystery table. No. NPCs. NPC traits. I don't think that... I mean, let's just do this. You have stabinated the window. And I'm just going to roll a die 6. And if it succeeds, you have stabbed the window. If I don't succeed, you have smashed the window. You have smashed the window for your first round of wrecking shit. You put your knife through the window. Violent rage. Ah! What are you attacking next?
Point, can Trish
Yes.
put the binoculars down and be like, "What are you doing? The cheese is on the table. What are you doing with the window?
The cheese.
The cheese."
It's been mocking you the whole time, Tatiana. Oh, you're gonna love my fresh mountain flavor.
Oh God.
What you smashing next?
2 years in a cold
No.
cellar.
Does Tridge take any action or just what the fuck?
I'm walking up to you and I'm very
Edward hears
stupidly
a
gonna
crash.
attempt to disarm Tati.
Okay.
Yeah, we have got to be close enough to hear this
The window
happening
crash
now.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we heard the window crash,
So
Yeah.
run.
we're sprinting now. Yeah,
Got
both
it.
of us are sprinting towards
Got
the
it.
scene.
Outstanding. So, Ernst and Edward, your round will be leaving the outer zone and coming into the inner zone.
Yep.
Trish, go ahead and make, because you're unarmed, you're going to be rolling force. And Tatiana, do you wish to parry?
Can I have Volkir assist Tridge in being like, "Mom, is something wrong?"
I think you're okay.
Oh!
Whoa, knife snatch.
I'm
Like
going
taking
to.
a
I'm
knife
probably
from a
going
baby.
to say, because of the rules of the equipment here, right? Because your dog is a guard dog, or
It's just a pet dog.
Pet dog, outstanding, right? The pet dog is like close combat, so for you.
Okay.
So no.
Okay.
All right.
Perfect.
So are you parrying?
God damn it. I don't want to, though. I'm not completely out of my senses, so
Mhm.
no, I'm not parrying.
Okay.
If I were broken, I would be.
All
Tati,
right.
what's wrong? Are you okay? I'm holding the knife now.
Well, not yet. Because that's
Oh,
two.
whoa.
That's two conditions.
Oh,
So I think I know what you're gonna do, right? You are going to inflict damage, but you can opt to make it like non-lethal damage, like you're trying to knock Tatiana out, and then you
oh
would
no, I'm just
use
trying to grab the knife. I'm
right.
just like,
That's
'cause
what your
she said
second.
she's
That's what
holding
your
the knife
second
like a
success
child,
is. One of
so-
your options with that second success is to
Oh.
disarm Tatiana.
I see.
But in the process of disarming Tatiana, you have wrenched her wrist or something. But it's not
Aw.
going to count as like if you choose to make this non-lethal, right? Then it's
Yeah.
non-lethal and you disarm her.
Just kill my best friend.
Well, you're not going to kill her. You're just going to, like dislocate a couple of bones in her.
Jab her in the neck and take the knife.
Jab her in the neck.
Dislocate the shoulder.
Give me the knife. Nice.
Dislocate her shoulder.
Awesome. Okay.
Don't leave Trish alone with a child.
All right. So let's see here. That's round 1. Round 2. Tatiana, you now no longer have a knife, but you have to wreck the place. What are you wrecking next?
Can
Can
I say that
Like...
can I say that Trish did just kind of like strain the shoulder or something, yanking the knife out of her arm,
Mm-hmm.
and so she doesn't have the knife anymore.
Right.
But she's going to call Volkier, her pup girl, and she's going to jump onto the broken window frame and start charging at the cow.
Oh my god. There she goes. Wait, it's cold outside. You need a jacket.
I don't even know if she has shoes on.
I know. It's like glass everywhere. Stepping all over it. Oh, baby, no. You're getting all messed up. We're gonna need stitches. If I see Edward and Ernst like walking down the street, I'm gonna be like, "Do something!"
We're not
Stop
walking.
her.
We are
Yeah,
running.
we are
Okay.
sprinting right now. It is.
Get her! I'm still holding the knife.
Okay.
Get her!
Dog. All right. So, I mean, Tatiana, you're going to wreck something in round 3, okay? But round 2, you're like, go kill the cow. And the dog's like, what cow? And the dog, like,
Yeah, what
leaps
cow?
through. I mean, I don't know why we're leaping through the window. I think the door's open, right? Trish, you'd have been looking, like, through the door, like, looking for people, right?
Yeah, but
Maybe?
Tati's going bananas right now.
Yeah, but
so
I
can
think
see
the
her
door is
jumping
open.
through
I
a
don't think
window.
Volya has to jump through a broken window. I
Yeah,
think
Volya
Volya
goes
does
around.
it. No,
I think-
Volya does it.
Tati jumps.
Yeah,
Tatiana does.
Tatiana's jumping through the window. Oh,
Tatiana-
geez.
Oh wait,
Tatiana's the
one
Tatiana's jumping through the
window.
window?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why did I think it was the dog?
No, the
don't
shit
know.
she's wrecking this turn is herself.
Oh no.
Yeah, and then I don't know. I could see Volya like walk through the door, and it's just like,
Oh, why? How did I miss
Yeah.
that? I missed that because I didn't want it to happen.
Oh,
Lord! All right, well,
Horrible.
it is a thing. Okay, fine.
The button
fine,
has been pushed.
Fine, the button has been pushed. There's nothing I can do about it. You're gonna
Oh,
roll.
Tati, you are
This
your
is an
own worst
athletics check.
enemy.
This is an athletics check to try to
go through the window.
barrel through this window. Oh no.
Athletics being physique.
Athletics being physique, yes. Well, but it's agility. I'm sorry, agility. That's the word. The skill is agility. 5E, get out of my head.
Oh, I know, right?
That's the problem. Is that I'm in 3 different games. You're in 2 different. We all you know the deal, right? Is it time
Yeah.
to roll insight or is it time to roll observation? When do I
Is it
roll
time to
weird
roll
science?
investigation,
I haven't rolled
perception?
weird science all session here. I mean, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah. So that would
Okay,
be a 0.
Tatiana.
I'm gonna say she was barefoot, so she.
Oh,
Tati.
Yeah.
this
In
was
this
a
scenario-
this was a challenging. Oh, you are going to take 1 physical damage as you cut yourself on this window as you barrel through it.
Her feet.
Edward and Ernst and Trish, you see this. I guess Trish you're going to be the person to try to act first. And Edward and Ernst, Tatiana comes, vaulting and now bleeding through this window, kind of tumbling towards you with this look on her face of rage and fear. So let's go with Trish. What are they doing?
I'm bolting out the door. What are you doing? Edward, Ernst, stop her. Got the knife.
Oh,
There's a rational explanation
She's the
for
crazy
this.
one.
Rational explanation for this.
Question,
Yeah.
GM.
yeah.
Since I take 1 damage, does that mean a physical condition?
It's a physical condition, yes.
Okay, just making sure.
This glass has not done psychic damage. I'm suffering psychic damage right now.
I think we
You
all
have
are.
I
not.
think the dog's definitely suffering some psychic damage.
What's
Dog's
going
like,
on,
What's
Mom?
happening? Mom, you're scaring me.
All right, Ernst and Edvard. Our little wayward Toddy is clearly gone somewhere
Cuckoo coconuts.
a little bizarre, a little strange.
Yeah.
Edward hands the bag of fragile instruments to Ernst as he runs over to try to restrain her.
Outstanding. Okay, so it is time for some wrestling. So this is going to be a
Physique, I believe.
Physique.
Force
and
physique.
Where's my wrestling?
Oh yeah, there's an actual specific.
There it is, wrestling.
thing
To
for that.
grapple, you're going to make a force roll. But oh wait, no. You know what? Tatiana didn't parry the disarming attack. Oh, and it's a new round for Tatiana anyway, so Tatiana would have gotten a fast action.
What about Ernst?
Okay.
I fail. I tried.
Dang. She's too wily for
She's
you.
very wily. Yes.
Yeah, I try to bear hug her, and she just runs through and is going after this cow.
That Ernst and Edward, I don't think know about yet.
No, we do not.
No,
No.
we have no idea about the cow.
Ernst,
We are
you've been
blissful
handed a bag,
ignorance.
but I think you have an action if you so choose.
It looks like Edvard has. Oh dear. I'm watching Edvard's situation. I'm like, oh, he's got. Oh, he doesn't have it. So I'm going to gently set the bag down, and I'm going to make my way over and try to restrain Tatiana.
Oh God, I'm so sorry, Ernst.
All right,
it wouldn't be a mystery without Ernst, physically
Doing a force check.
doing a force check. Oh.
The most fragile one of the 4 of us.
Oh. Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
Ernst, no.
Yep, I'm going to get barreled over next turn. This is going to be great.
God.
I think this is the last turn anyway.
This is
so-
indeed the last turn.
And what Tatiana's going to break this time is Ernst's hip.
Yeah.
Oh no.
All right, Tatiana, you got to break something.
It wouldn't be, what would it be if Ernst didn't get injured at least once
There's
during
a
this?
bag.
You are in a
there's
target-rich environment.
There's a bag full of goodies.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh no.
Hit me, please. Hit me.
We're going to prematurely lose the violins.
No. The thing you don't know about Tatiana's mother is she has an instinctual reaction to men when they get in her way. She's gonna go for right between the legs. Just knee him and run around.
Oh no.
Oh,
I do have the
no.
defensive feat, so
Well,
I do get a free
but I don't
dodge.
think Tatiana has specified. Tatiana's in a target-rich environment, as we have discussed.
There's a couple of hymns here, which...
Would you like to
which-
choose the hymn, Tatiana, or shall we let the dice choose?
Let's let the dice choose.
All right, I'll go ahead and... no, the group won't be able to see it. I've hidden my rolls now. I've learned my lesson. So why don't you go ahead and roll a d6, Tatiana. 1 through
God.
3 will be Edvard, and 4 through 6 will be Ernst. Oh, I was sitting on that 5. It was sitting on that 5. All right, go ahead and roll. You're unarmed because you don't have your knife anymore, which is good.
Yeah,
You're gonna roll a force. You took a condition. Yeah, you took wounded. Good.
Yep. And as a fast action, I will be taking dodge.
Yeah.
There
We
we
don't
go.
have any. We didn't really take any initiative cards, but you're able to obviously dodge the attack, and probably Edward, you're able to say something to Tatiana, and Tatiana, your senses come back to you, and now you are aware of how much your shoulder hurts, as there's a
Oh,
hole
man.
in your dress, your sleeve, and there is a fair amount of blood that is kind of soaking
Oh, no.
your shoulder. And
Plus my bloody feet.
as you're like looking at the situation, all of a sudden you hear the scream of Cullas in the distance, and the rest of you turn around, and lumbering past the gate towards the village is this zombie cow. It's just lolling and bloated and sort of pieced together, but not pieced together, and it's just kind of walking, shambling towards the village.
So there really is a zombie cow. Does the dog attack it? Because the dog has already been given the command. And
I
has been looking for
mean,
this
let's
thing.
go ahead and figure that out. The dog. I mean, I
Yeah.
think that in this round, the dog's action would have been to change zones to get to where the cow is. So, let's just say that in this next 6 seconds, let's figure out what. It's got a might, and it hits for 1 damage, and that means that it goes from that to that, so that's exciting. And now it has to take a body.
Oh no. Volkia, my baby.
So Volkir goes in, and you see it jump in and go for this thing's like neck, and it grabs it, but a piece of like it grabs onto something that's not very substantial, and that piece of the neck just falls away, and Volia just falls to the ground, and from your distance it's difficult to tell what it is, but immediately Volia shakes her head and staggers a bit, and you can hear a half-hearted attempt at a whimper and a yipe as something has happened as a result of this attack, and Volia sounds pained.
My precious baby.
So, I mean, technically we're still kind of in combat, but I'm not going to do cards. So let's just go with the party, and then we'll go with the cow.
I told you. There was an evil cow. We need to kill it.
Oh
Where's my knife?
God.
What happened?
All right. You guys
Right.
help her. I'm going to go help the dog. I'm going to sprint towards
And I look back like, Ernst, protect those.
Of
He
course.
points to the bag. Like, it's like, don't let those out of your sight.
I thought you meant
Yeah.
I thought you meant his family jewels.
Always.
Them too.
Those.
Always.
And if I have time to grab like the armor that I had purchased, which was like a helmet, because I don't think I would be walking around with a military helmet while doing an investigation.
Yeah,
That
that feels good for a slow and a fast action. Yeah.
Yep. And then I will go try to charge towards the cow.
Okay.
Tally ho!
Yeah. And to be fair, I'm not running to attack the cow. I'm running to apprehend the dog, like get the
Mhm.
dog off the cow. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Vanya, come back, come back.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's do this. Let's have your action. Is it a fast action to move from zone to zone? Or is it a slow action to move from zone to zone?
I also still have the knife.
And you have the knife. Okay, where's my cheat sheet? Here's my cheat sheet. Typical slow actions. Flee. Well, we're not fleeing. Climb a wall.
move within the zone, move into the next zone are both fast actions.
Oh, sweet. And you can make a slow into a fast action. Okay, so we'll use the fast action to move into the next zone. At which point, are you trying to persuade Volya to, like, come back?
Yeah.
Outstanding. Go ahead and, so with a persuade, then, we're talking about manipulation. I think we've agreed that that's our animal handling check.
Yeah.
So you're going to manipulate Volya to come away from... I'm really trying to come up with something punny, but I'm having a hard time with it right now. I'll come up with something at 3 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Old hamburger.
Old hamburger. Outstanding. There's no reason for the dog to fight that. The dog is trained to follow orders. As the dog is running out of it, you're now closer now. There's a miasma about Volya that Volya is running out of. And the dog is kind of wheezing and coughing, kind of like, I don't know, you know what kennel cough is, right? What that sound is. That's what Volya is doing, is Volya is coming out of this miasma. And as you look up, you can see that it's pouring out of the throat where Volya has taken a chomp out of its throat.
Oh, God.
It doesn't seem to have noticed. It's just kind of still like lumbering towards you as it gets closer. It's in your zone, but it doesn't seem to have like an intent of attacking. It seems like it's coming home because it's starting to like circle around the fence of the meadow.
Yeah. It's doing its routine it would have in life.
Yep.
Ooh.
I have a realization and shout after Edvard. Get the Kulas to call it away. Get the Kulas to make it go. Do the singing.
You can do that as the Kulas are running by, because they're screaming and pandemonium. If you want to spend your action,
okay. So if they are close,
if you just grab somebody, and just be like, tell it to
Harken it away.
Tell it to go somewhere else. Tell it to go away.
Yeah, tell it to go away.
The person that you're talking to, let's see here. You know what I have stats for? I have stats for Kulas. Let's go. Let's bring one up. Farm girls. Question: would the Kulas have? I think they're a very empathetic bunch. Actually, their logic's the same. They're empathetic. Let's roll an empathy check. Those are 2 6s. Outstanding. So this girl is running not because she's scared, but because she doesn't know what this is and doesn't know how to handle it, and she's running to look for Jenny. So she's in her mind. Good call, Ernst. She's in her mind, and you stop her and say, use your calling, get it to go away somewhere. And she like stops and looks at the cow, looks back at you. She's like, oh, that makes sense. And she immediately begins a song. And as she's singing the song, the cow sort of stops. And like the head just kind of... And then it starts to work its way along the fence. It's no longer coming anywhere near the fence, and she turns to you very quickly between breaths, and she says, I'm going to send it to one of the far pastures. And she then resumes her singing, and some of the other girls stop too, and they see what's going on. They see how this thing reacts, and a couple of others come in with the same song, and then some of the other girls realize, the cows in the fence are getting confused, and they're like starting to get agitated and move towards the fence. And so they begin to run towards the fence, and they start up a different song. And so the environment, the audio environment, is one of some of these Kulas are singing the cow, the zombie wagyu. I don't know. I got to come up with something. Off to while the others are counter singing to get the other cows to stay in the fenced meadow, all while at the same time this song, this fiddle tune that's just barely audible, very low, with a higher meter, faster pace, and
Week old meatloaf.
It is what?
Week old meatloaf.
Week old meatloaf. There we go. Is playing in the background. So, let's see here. I think that's everybody's actions on this turn. So, do we want another round to... Are we thinking about doing something in this next round as things seem to be under control, but you've got week old meatloaf wandering around?
Tatiana was just limping towards her dog, so I don't think she got very far in 6 seconds.
Right, but Volya is able to come back to you, and Volya is coughing. There's a little bit of blood in her saliva as she's coughing, and she comes back to you immediately for all of the... I did my best, Mom. Are you proud of me? And I don't feel very good.
Can we try to find some water? Like maybe there's like a bucket somewhere.
There are plenty of buckets and water back in the cabin as well.
Yeah,
Finding water is never a problem here.
As a statement, Tatiana's going to be like, "Go help the others," and then "Come here, baby, come here," and try to get Volya to come and drink some water.
Absolutely,
and clean the wounds.
Volya comes for all of the good loving. You know, she did her part. She bit into something nasty.
Yeah, she's a good dog. She did what she was told.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, Ernst, Trish, Edvard. Edvard, you have come out with your helmet. It's very smart.
Yeah.
Yep, very smart. I move in and see that the week-old meatloaf is being very not aggressive, but I will draw my saber and just take a defensive position just in case something changes.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'll come back to Edvard's side and ready the knife that I snagged from Toddy. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. And an Ernst?
I am gingerly protecting the bag and going over to check on Tatiana and Volya.
Jenny tracks you down, running into you, Edvard, and Trish. And what is that? Like that? I don't understand. That was one of our cows that drowned. What's it doing back? Is this the work of Nicholas?
It's like, can you hear the song?
Well, yeah, I can hear the song.
I look over to where the forest and or the cove would be. Like, do we see this guy?
You don't see anything. I mean, if you want to do a vigilance check,
Can I just choose to use Sixth Sense whenever I want?
You have to roll multiple successes on an investigation.
Okay.
Yeah, I will try vigilance.
You don't see anything in a tree line. You don't see anything coming out of the trees. You don't see anything. You don't see Nicholas. You don't see Gustav. And all the meanwhile, as you're looking, Jenny continues to talk. She says, that was one of the cows that drowned, but we left it. We tried to bring the bodies back. It was just too much, so we left it off the trail by the cove. What does this mean?
That's a zombie.
I do not know if this Nicholas is... It's possible that he is being nice and wanting to return something to you. Because, well, off-putting, that doesn't seem to be acting aggressive.
Well, I'm not interested in having that abomination scaring my workers and bringing its pestilence here. I'm gonna go.
Suffering?
I am gonna
I think
go
you need to put it down.
I'm gonna go put it down.
It's a mercy killing.
In the time from the screaming till now, Jenny has gone to her cabin, and now she has a saber as well. Standard issue, you recognize it, Ernst. Edward.
Yeah.
And she begins to stride off to put this cow down.
I will go with her. I'm here to assist.
Okay. I think we're going to stick with you and Jenny unless anybody else wants to join in.
Nope, I'm staying back. This is not my.
Trish, I think
not my area of
you were
expertise.
standing with Edward with your knife. Are you going to join?
Yeah. Well, I'm here as backup in case things go bad. I am also, looking around trying to see if we can see anyone else doing this. I guess all we hear is just the music, right? Because it's still going.
Mm-hmm.
We don't see anybody.
Mm-hmm. No, at this point, you don't see anybody. You don't see anything. Go ahead and roll a vigilance check. If,
And if you want to use the binoculars again, you can.
Oh, yeah. I probably have in my other hand. It's too late, though. Don't worry about it.
No, if you want to roll 2 more die, go for it.
Okay. So just like...
Yeah.
Yep. Nothing.
Or the shop.
Just clear, tree lines clear, paths are clear. As you approach the cow, hanging on the ground is this...
I'm going to put my... I'm gonna cover my mouth.
Yeah, absolutely.
Probably smells terrible.
The smell is of rot. It is very similar to the rot smell that you got from the stew. Ernst, I keep saying Ernst, Edward, too many E names. Edward.
I know.
And
Sorry.
Should have coordinated that a bit better.
and Tridge. Because Tridge, they would have smelled it as well. So it's very much that same kind of rotten animal flesh. Although this cow is keeping it together for the moment. There is this hanging light green with some darker green and maybe even purple. Just this air, this kind of a fog that's hugging the ground, and it's kind of cascading out of this thing's throat. And as you get closer to it, you can sort of see where some parts of the skin have given way, and little wisps of the same smoky, foggish atmosphere is slowly pouring out and kind of washing fluid-like on the ground as the songs of the cooling songs of the girls. This cow is making his way to this farther pasture away from the village. So I know I've got Jenny, and Jenny will definitely take the first swipe if somebody else does not want to.
I think Edward will, actually.
Okay. Outstanding. So you plunge your... is this a plunge? Is this a swipe and a slash? What you do?
Yeah, it's kind of like a stab trying to get into, like, maybe some vital organs. Like, maybe there is something that's binding this thing together still.
Absolutely. It's a large target. It's easy to hit. And as your saber carves into it, as you pull the saber out, a new cloud emerges and washes over you, and it's got this revolting smell, and you can't help but take a quick gasp and have to take a force check as you attempt to fight off this undeath, this grossness that is kind of gnarliness.
That's a fail.
Okay, cool. Let's see here. So you are going to take a physical condition as you are poisoned by this unnaturalness. So whichever physical condition battered, that works. Cool. Jenny is going to take a stab simultaneously, sort of.
By the way,
yeah.
Point of order.
Yeah.
I don't think any of the rest of us have made a fear check against this thing.
I
Oh, yeah, we have not.
think that that's probably an idea that I had about 5 minutes ago, but I was having such a good time with our narrative and how things were going that I was like, you know what? Forget about the fear check.
Okay. I just remembered. I was like,
no,
oh, yeah,
I had that
probably
thought
done it too.
a little bit ago. I bet you I could even find the moment where that thought crossed my brain when I rewatched this episode. And I'm going to say to myself, you know what? I had a chance to have you guys roll a bunch of fear checks. But honestly, a zombie cow is pretty funny. Yeah, so we're good. I poisoned you, so I feel good about things.
Thanks.
Let's go, Jenny. All right, that is the third stab. She goes to cut into its haunch in an attempt to disable this cow and render one of its hind legs inoperable. The animal gives way, sinew tears apart, and the leg just kind of crumples under its own weight. This huge gash that she has rendered in it, spills out this additional cloud of this toxic fog, and she coughs but swipes it away from her and emerges from it as week old Meatloaf, kind of Imperial Walker style, just kind of and then and with these additional holes in it, more and more of this gas is pouring out, and its bloated nature is starting to shrink down, and given a minute or two as you stand and watch, its skin finally settles against the skeleton inside to where it's just skin and bone, and it ceases to move as this lake, if you will, above the grass of this toxic internal, decomposition gases is just sort of sitting around it and slowly dissipating. And coughing but unfazed, Jenny turns to you and Edward, and she says, "Are you okay? You don't look good."
No, I'm fine. I'll live.
And indeed, the queasiness in your stomach, the need to reset the clock, that all goes away over the course of the next couple of seconds. This doesn't this isn't like a persistent toxin. This is.
Yeah, and I think Edward's been through enough to understand that it's like, all right, I gotta get. He actually is like, yeah, just give me a second. Gotta clear this out.
Right.
And just actually vomits.
And
then
nothing
he's like,
nothing says 18th century, 19th century medicine like a good purge.
Okay. Better now. Thank you.
I'm like patting him on the back. You got this, buddy.
The girls who were the girls who were singing to Week Old Meatloaf, they stopped their singing. The other Kulas are singing to have the cows stay in the fenced meadow and to calm them down. And Jenny comes back starts to walk towards some of the men and tell them to, give it a day or two and then work to take the body and burn it. And then she says, "Tomorrow morning we are going to go to the cove and find the other body, and if it's there, we're going to burn it. If not, we're going to find it, deal with it. We can't have the other cow wandering around doing who knows what. If that were to have gotten into the village, I have no idea what it would have done to people here."
Yeah, and he's looking at it. It's like, yeah, I'm looking at how bloated it was. It might have even exploded. We had not punctured it.
Cow bomb. Sorry.
Jenny begins the process of calling people back in. there's a lot of questions that she's trying to answer. What was that? Why was that? Was that the cow that had drowned? Why did it explode? And she's just saying, it's just strange. It's just strange. I probably wasn't completely dead. And it was just coming back, and just don't worry about it. We'll be okay. We'll find the other one, and if it's in the same condition, we know what to do with it. But tomorrow we'll burn it. Don't worry. Tonight we'll stay in the village. We'll stay in our houses. We'll be okay.
Edward, do you think that we should go ahead and just go down to the cove right now? I mean, it is getting dark, but let's just go. Let's gather the others and go.
Let's get to the others and discuss. Having light might be able to protect us a little bit, or at least give us a bit more of an advantage, or more likely less of a disadvantage. So morning might be better, but yeah, we need to do something. Anyway, yes, let's go back.
Ernst, you had stayed with Tatiana. During this combat, is there anything scene-wise that you would have done with Tatiana, maybe to comfort or potentially inspire?
Yeah, I am still getting Fantasy Grounds back up, but I would like to pull out the flask of liquor that is befitting an academic to have. Love that is part of the default equipment there.
I mean,
and I am going to offer Tatiana a drink to calm her nerves.
Yeah.
Gonna find a nice spot to sit. Going to check her wounds from the window. Like, I am not great at treating them, but I can at least take a look at things and hand her a drink.
Okay, excellent. So in this rest scene, as you help Tatiana with recovering and offer her a drink, Tatiana, the drink, of course, is, I don't know, what is in an academic's flask? What is in there? Did you already say? Or what does Ernst carry? That's the question of the day.
That is a great question.
Tatiana is going to share her writing with Ernst while doing this and getting his perspective.
It's probably a brandy of some sort that Ernst carries with him.
Outstanding. Definitely something that Tatiana has been partaking in since long before Mom said you could.
Mm-hmm.
It is calming and soothing and warming, and enough to take 2 mental conditions off of your character. I don't know. I hear that alcohol makes people angry.
She's showing Ernst her letter to Samuel and having him help her create, use the right scathing and cutting words to get her point across. So it's very cathartic.
Yeah, Ernst happily suggests a couple of places to punch it up, a mo juiced here or there. Yeah, happy to help on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. For the audience, Tatiana is not catfishing Samuel Campbell, but she's ghostwriting a series under his name and then daring him to be brave enough to put his words in his academic study to use, as opposed to just murdering the mysteries out in the world. So do what she does and put some knowledge out for those who can read between the lines. But how dare you take what could have been our relationship and ruin it in this way? You can at least do some good for society by, sharing your expertise through this. And then writing a letter to her publisher. And the comment in her letter is, you should have the true author of this series come up, but the foreword to give him is, for the man who could have had a life of love and adventure and instead locked the door and threw away the key. And just like having Ernst really help her with the turns of phrases and things to just call him out in both the stories and the letter that she's writing as they pass this flask back and forth.
Outstanding.
Yeah. Bonding.
Okay. Trish and Edward return back to Ernst and Tatiana as they're sharing a drink and going over some writing. What's the
All right,
plan?
you two. Do you think we should go ahead and get this cove thing done? Or should we wait till daylight?
This needs to end tonight.
I think
This
so.
is only going to escalate. And
when was the last time any of you ate? You're probably starving by now.
I am.
Oh, wait, they're drinking the flask.
They are drinking the flask.
Oh. Have you guys tried to eat anything?
Also, do we still hear the music?
Yeah.
No.
All right, quick, eat something. Test it.
Yeah, I
Put something in that belly.
Gonna see if I can salvage anything from our meal before we go out.
Yeah, I don't think you turned everything.
there.
I don't think you turned everything in the compost. There's still bread and stew and milk and cheese, and you take that first bite and it actually tastes like food, and there's this like, oh, thank goodness. It is food again.
All right. Eat up, gather your strength, and let's face this thing. What did you say that they were calling him? Nicky?
Nicholas.
Yeah.
Nicholas. All right. I wonder if it's the same guy we saw with the hat.
Yeah.
It seems to be.
He never took it off, so I'm assuming that's where his third eye is hiding.
All right, well,
Anyways.
Cool.
little bit of food in our bellies. Let's
Some liquid
Let
courage,
us-
take a shot.
let us cut the violin strings.
Oh yeah, I have 2 physical conditions, by the way.
no.
What can I do about those?
You can have a
Oh.
scene.
Get
You
those.
can have a scene of rest. So you sit
Yeah.
at the table and you eat, and it's not turning into mulch. And thank the maker and the cheese. Man, it was already good. Like, these people aren't kidding. They make a
Yeah.
good mountain cheese, but the cheese and the milk and the cold stew and the bread, it is a relief that this is actually food again, and that you are getting some nourishment. So this would be a scene where people are in the process of doing different things. Tatiana, someone is probably helping you kind of, bandage up and just kind of treat your wounded shoulder, and
Like picking the glass out of her hair.
Picking the glass out of your hair, exactly. And Edward and Ernst, you're eating, and oh my goodness, thank goodness it's eating, and Trish is, Edward and Trish are like taking your swords and your knives, and you're cutting these strings, and it makes that I'm broken sound that a broken string on a violin makes. And there's nothing like, you look at the knife before and after, and I mean, it doesn't look any different. But you had 3 fiddles. So you gotta tell me what 3 implements cut those 3 fiddles.
I want my
have-
saber.
Your saber, good.
I have a dagger and a knife.
So,
Dagger, knife or dagger. That's all I have, though. So I guess
Alright.
my dagger.
Your dagger.
Uh,
Okay.
And I think Tatiana should have the last one.
Really?
I don't want you falling under its influence. The cow situation was its own situation. That's extenuating circumstances, I believe, is the phrase.
She's going to turn to Edward and be like, "Do you trust me with a knife? I feel like I just took 2 giant leaps backwards."
I mean, you know how to use a knife, as long as you can keep it together. Also, is Tati carrying any of her conditions through this rest?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
She's carrying mental and physical, just one of each.
So do I remove these conditions now, or
You remove 2 conditions
2 conditions.
as you are resting. So I think this is a rest period. Tatiana's already had her rest. Edward is your rest. Ernst, if you've got conditions, you can take 2 of them off. Trish, if you've got conditions, this is a
I don't
rest
have any.
scene. So
Yeah, I have. Ernst has somehow managed to avoid getting injured so far this adventure.
Yeah,
I
Excellent.
mean,
I thought for
we
sure
are
you were gonna break a
late
hip
in the
earlier.
game for it.
you
We're in
said
the
it.
game.
You said it.
Don't jinx it.
we're in the end game?
Speaking of jinxing things, there is at the door a rapid pounding. It's the voice of Jenny, and she pounds. Hello, Edward. Are you in there? Bam, 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 bam,
Yes,
bam, bam, bam.
yes. I open the door.
It's Ida. I don't know where she is. I've asked everybody. I've been rounding up everybody, and I've been putting everybody into their cabins, but I can't find Ida, and I can't find Bowl. I don't know where either one of them are.
I think Ida was
All right.
supposed to do something, and we were supposed to meet up later.
I don't know where they are.
I think that ship has sailed. We need to go now.
Ida, no.
So grabbing the lantern, lighting the lantern, and charging off into the night.
And make sure that everyone hits a cross.
Yep.
Okay.
Handing out the religious
Yeah,
paraphernalia.
I remember.
And it's like-
Okay, sorry.
And it's just like, Tatiana, as long as you understand that the pointy end will go into other people, I think we're okay.
And by other people, that means not us.
Not
There are
I
there's
trust
a
you.
distinct lack of windows at the cove, so right.
and he like looks seriously at you and be like, I trust you.
She's gonna just give it a serious nod, and then she'll turn to Ernst and be like, "If I don't make it, make sure you give him my letter."
Give a small smile. I will.
I'm loving this spite.
And
Me
just
too.
as a reminder, it was last session when Ida was talking with Trish and was like, I have an idea, but I need to go talk to somebody. I'll see you in the morning or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She said she had to go check on something first to confirm it.
Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, Ida.
So double time, lantern in hand, hopefully properly implemented weapons in hand. The society makes their way back to the cove. While not down, the sun is clearly setting. The atmosphere takes on that beautiful orange and red tone as the sun descends. The path is known to you. You've already gone down it once. And in short order, you catch sight of the cove. And as you get closer to the cove, who's leading the charge?
I think Edward's going to be in front. He's going to have his saber in one hand and the cross in the other.
So, as you're coming up on the cove, your heart sinks as you spy out into the cove what looks like a mass of white, like somebody has left a pile of laundry in the water. As you get closer to it, it is not a pile of laundry, but clothing. And as you get closer to it, it appears to be a body floating in the cove.
No.
The others coming up behind you, see it as well. Do you approach the body, Edward?
I do, and I have my cross out and be like, Nicholas, are you here? I will be just keeping an eye out, but I will be trying to get as close to the body as I can, and if something's kind of approaching underwater, I might take a stab at it.
Okay. As you come up, the body does appear to be that of a young woman floating face down among the water lilies, arms stretched out, almost like a angel in the water, skin pale.
Oh, man.
You are able to turn the body over, and it is that of Ida, eyes closed.
No, Ida.
Her face is almost peaceful, but its skin tone, the purple of the lips, she's freezing to your touch.
Okay. I pull her out of the water, and I try to see, like, is there any hint of life, any sort of breath, any pulse?
There's no pulse as you're pulling the body out. And as you begin the investigation from the left, you hear the maniacal laughter of a woman, and coming out from behind a tree along the line of the water is Lisbeth's bowl with an almost fanatical look on her face, and she says, "Yes, it is beginning. The new court for my love. She is but the first. By this night's end, my love will have what he needs, and I will be with my love. Gustav, begin your work." And as she says these words, Gustav walks from behind this tree that Bull has emerged from, and with a look of remorse, tears streaming down his face, he picks up a violin you've never seen before. Fingers bloody. He begins to play. And he says, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt anyone." And he begins to play this same tune. And you all feel this moment as this music infects you and begins to weave its way into your mind, as this music seems to have suggestive powers. But we will find out how well you respond to this 2 weeks from now in what will definitely be the conclusion of A Dance with Death.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Oh,
Lisbeth
man.
Bull.
Elizabeth Bull, it was you this whole time. You insufferable wench.
Yeah?
Oh, my God.
She could be enthralled, too.
She could be, easily. I mean...
Yeah.
Can't believe they got Ida. She already escaped once, and they finally got her. Oh, I'm so sad
We're too slow.
for Ida.
Yeah, that's probably what we should have done going
Yeah, we
back
could've-
in. I've just been like, hey, go straight to try to find Ida.
Yeah, the cow was a distraction.
Yeah.
Man,
Sure.
stupid cow.
I have to admit, though, I was saying this during our little timeout. Ernst, your suggestion was excellent.
Brilliant.
It was great. Loved that.
So
Good.
I was glad to
That
have had
was
that flash
brilliant.
of insight. Like, wait a second,
Yeah, use the coolers to
we've got a
support the
bunch
cow.
of people who sing and command these cows.
It was so good.
Yeah. So now, really, the first question is, how well is everybody going to roll their observation checks next week?
Oh my God. We'll see.
Or 2 weeks from now? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
we will
man.
definitely find out then. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you in a couple weeks. for our
Right.
exciting conclusion of A Dance with Death.
Can't wait. Ugh.
Yep.